Hello, ha. It is Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. No, it's Thursday. Oh my god. What? No. My days are completely messed up. So it's Thursday. It is about 25 to 9 in the evening. And I've just had some dinner. And I'm gonna go pack my stuff for London tomorrow. And I am so excited. So excited. I have my map, my handy dandy map, which I've spent the last day looking for, and then found it in my drawer of my desk, which, you know, is a sensible place to put it actually. And I have my book. It's only right that I'm reading a hotkey book when I'm going to go and meet the people. So the original plan for tomorrow was that I was going to go down and I was going to go and see the guys and gals at Hotkey Books, which I'm still doing, which is awesome. So I'm going to meet them. And then Charlie from Orion tweeted me and we talked, and she was like, hey, why don't you come to the Orion offices if you're not busy afterwards? And I was like, yes. So I'm going to 2 publishers tomorrow. I'm so excited. And then I'm going to go and try and find in the Waterstones Piccadilly my old boss. He's on a secondment from our store to Piccadilly. And I've not seen him for a while, so I'm going to try and hunt him down. I need to go and find out what I'm wearing, because I have no idea. Basically, I've been at my sister's for the last 4 days. If you follow me and you generally have my social stuff, and you watched my last video, I mentioned it, there was no video on Tuesday. Oh my god, my arm. I always forget this about hand holding the camera. So I mentioned there would be no video on Tuesday, because I was at my sister's and I hadn't had time to film. Basically, I was at my sister's for longer than I planned. I went up a day early, and I almost stayed a day extra. Basically, there's so much family drama at the moment. It's not very fun, so I've been my sister's support for the last few days, looking after the children, considering one of them is only a month old. So this is sort of my complete and utter me time. I'm going by myself. Kieran's not coming. He's gonna just have a chillax day. It's just gonna be me talking to people about books and being spazzy happy about books. And I'm so excited. I'm going to try and vlog some of it, but I'm not all that comfortable with vlogging outside yet. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if any of the people at the publishers will let me vlog inside at the publishers, but I will try and get some clips, even if I'm not generally talking, of just around and about. But yeah, I will speak to you all again in the morning. Bye. Good morning. It's Friday. I'm all made up and head up. I'm ready to go, and I'm excited. I'm standing in the conservatory, so sorry for the random background. Kieran's still asleep. I might not vlog that much, I've just realised, because I do it on my phone, and I need my phone in case I need to find out where I've gone and if I've gotten lost. I use 3G and stuff, so periodic. See you later, hopefully when I'm in London. Now I can tell what you're all thinking. Fiona, that's not London behind you. Yep, I didn't vlog. So basically I vlog on my phone, and considering that I've only been to London once this year before, and before that I've not been for years and years and years, I wanted to save my phone in case I needed to use my 3G to find out where the hell I was, in case I got lost, because hey, it was bound to happen. And I'm glad I didn't, because my battery was very low on the way home and I needed to call Kieran to come get me. So I thought instead I would do a little bit of wrap up of my day, because I had some really interesting things that happened. So I went down on the 8:55 train. I made it to London at just gone 11 o'clock. My first port of call was Hotkey Books, which I did manage to find actually relatively easily, even though I stood outside for ages going, I think I'm outside the right building, and sort of tweeting them going, I think I'm here, but I'm not sure. But they came and found me as I was trying to find my way in, so that worked out well. So yeah, I got to meet the guys at Hotkey Books and where they work, which was amazing fun. I've never been to a publisher's before, and they're the first ones I've been to, and they're one of my favourite publishers. They publish some of my favourite books. and it was so much fun. They showed me around, like, I got to talk to the staff and see some of the process, for example the cover design process, which for me is really, really interesting. I love that kind of stuff, and I got to meet the guys who did that, and they talked about some of the stuff, and I got to see the shadow cabinet, and I had a minor moment of, oh my god, that's the shadow cabinet. But yeah, it was really great fun, and I got to meet Sane, not sure how you say her name, but I will. She's a YouTuber, and she works for Hotkey Books, and she's awesome. If you don't follow her already, go and find her. And you can follow Hotkey on Twitter. They are so funny, and they're so lovely, and they're just really nice to speak to, and I got to chat with them, and just, it was so much fun. But some of them used to be booksellers, like myself, so it's really nice to see how they progressed from being booksellers to publishers, and what it is they do now. And while I was there, I noticed that there was a sack of a certain book that I got very, very excited about, so I did come away with some books, because Hotkey are lovely and let me run around going, oh my god, you've got this book, and oh my god, you've got this book. So I will show you those. First things first, they gave me a tote bag. Now, I used to have a Hotkey tote bag way when they first appeared on the scene, and I used that tote bag to death. It's gross. I don't even know where it is. I might have binned it when I moved house. But I now have a new one, which is nice. I love a good tote bag. So choose books. Hotkey Books and Piccadilly Press. I agree, choose books indeed. So I picked up a couple of books while I was there, and some of them Kate and I talked about, and she said, read them, we love them. So I brought them home. So the first one is The Book of Storms by Ruth Hatfield. Literally was handed this one. It's magic, family, sort of older end of 9 to 12, if I remember correctly. It sounds really magical, really adventurous, and I adore this cover. I think it's beautiful. It's so simplistic, but it draws your eye in with a sort of like burst of white from the corner. Love it. So yeah, really excited to read that. And then I've got a paperback of Orphea. I'm not very well. Words, sorry. This one, by Karen Foxley. Supposed to be sort of a more Christmassy, not Christmassy, but good for Christmas tale. And yeah, it's magic again. It's 9 to 12, and it sounds adorable. I loved it. I loved the look of it when it came out in hardback. I never picked it up, so I'm really glad that I managed to get this. And one that's just come out that I literally saw days before I went on holiday from work and was like, ooh, I remember that one, was this one, which is The Boy with the Tiger's Heart by Linda Coggin. I'm sorry, I'm dying. Yeah, so this is a boy who's brought up by dogs, and it's about his adventure, and basically I think it's meant to be a bit like a modern fairy tale, but it just sounds amazing, and it just sounds like it's going to be a real, like, classic book that people will just love. And this cover is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, it says wild, human, fierce, electrifying. If those aren't 4 key words that would get your heart racing, I don't know what would. And then we have Vivian vs. America, which is the sequel to Katie Coyle's Vivian vs. the Apocalypse. And I saw this and was like, you have Vivian vs. America, can I have one please? I loved the first one. It was so good. I have it somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's behind my head. I actually have 2 copies because the first one I got was missing a chunk, which is funny. So yes, this is the sequel. Super exciting. It's like a not dystopian road trip, but end of the world road trip. The first one anyway. So this is a continuation. Really excited to see where it goes. And then kind of freaked out a little bit because I didn't think these would come in yet, and then I saw it and was like, you have Catalyst! It's the final book in the Insignia trilogy by S.J. Kincaid. Oh, reel myself back in. So excited for this book. I love this series. If you love action adventure with a bit of sci-fi, mechs, space, then this is the book you need in your life. It is an amazing series. And lastly from Hotkey is one I was actually reading on the train down, but this is a finished copy because I have most of these in hardback already and waiting on one more. And that is Clariel by Garth Nix. Oh my god, this is so, I literally just like Kay handed it to me and I just walked around with it like this. I'm most of the way through this now and absolutely loving it. It's classic Old Kingdom world, and it's great because you can read this first if you want to. You don't have to start with Sabriel because it's a prequel, but there's like, I'm gonna go off on a tangent. I will do a proper review of this when I finish it. So after I went to Hotkey Books, I ran away and then I went to see Charlotte at Orion. She very kindly invited me to pop in and say hi, and I did very briefly because they were all really busy and I didn't want to interrupt. So sort of ran in and she showed me around. It's really nice to see different kinds of publishers and what they get up to, and all the different books that they publish, because of course Orion does Golan's, and then I got to see some of their sort of international language editions and stuff like that. It was really interesting, and I got to choose a couple of books, and funnily enough neither of these are kids books. So I got one that I think my partner will probably like, and that is Bete, I don't know, by Adam Roberts. It sounds a bit like Animal Farm-esque. Basically animals are given chips to be able to basically talk, like microchips, artificial intelligence, and it's basically a bit of a crazy tale, but it sounds like it'll be really quite fun. So I'm hoping to get to read this at some point. If not, my other half will probably read it. And then also got a copy of Golden Boy by Abigail Tartalin. Hope I've said that right. This is LGBT, and the main character, Max, is born intersex. I heard a lot about this I heard a lot about this from some of the bloggers I follow on Twitter prior to its original release. So I was very excited that I got to get hold of a copy of that. So thank you very much to Orion. So after I went to the publishers, I then had a mooch around. So my other intention was to go and see the new foils, which I did, and I didn't actually buy anything from foils, which is very unusual. Because the last time I went in I was totally spoilt for choice and I could have bought everything and I didn't. They've changed a lot of their range by the looks of it from last time, and they don't have as many American imports, which is what I go to foils for when I go down to London, is to see what imports they do have. And I don't know, I'm not very blown away by the new foils. Parts of it are very nice, but the children's section is lacking in something. It's just not as exciting as it was when it was in the old building. I'm not quite sure, you know, whether they're still working on that or what, I don't know, but that was just my immediate reaction. I walked in and was like, well, where's the children's section? I'm supposed to be in it. It doesn't feel like a kid's section. And a lot of the bookcases are kind of like higgledy-piggledy. So you have like some this height and then some this height, and then you'll go over here to carry on at this height and then go up and it'll be over here. I don't know, it just seemed a bit strange. The alcoves weren't quite right in a way. I went to the sci-fi section and it sort of goes in a loop, but it's all like broken up. It's a bit strange. I suppose it's something you get used to when you shop in there, being my first time. But yeah, I didn't actually buy anything for foils, which is very strange. I went with the intention of buying something and I couldn't find anything to buy, which is sad. Anyway, and the other reason I went down to London was to see my manager, who's on secondment in the Waterstones Piccadilly branch. So I went down to say hi to him. So of course I went to investigate what the kids section in there looks like, because they've recently set it up to look like a bit of a circus. So the outside of it, they've got lots of velvets to make it like a tent entrance, which is really cool. And then inside I feel like it's lacking a bit because they've made such a massive entranceway. I expected more when I walked in. They've got some stuff hanging from the ceiling and a couple of massive helium balloons that are like this big. And that's it. I was expecting like a full shebang of stuff from the ceiling. But I mean, they have a very good kids section anyway. They have a lot of space and they have people who definitely know what they're doing. So they have, I mean, both Foils and Waterstones have great children's sections in London. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't been to them. But I did buy one book while I was at the Piccadilly branch. I couldn't bother ordering from my branch and waiting for it to come in, which would take like 2 to 3 weeks. And that is a copy of Splintered by A.G. Howard. I've heard many things about this. Ooh, front of this is really scratched. Anyway, not that matters, it's a shiny material, it happens. Things about this, and finally decided, because it was there and it was the only book I could see that I wanted, to buy it. And I essentially got it for £1.50 because I get a staff discount and I had a voucher that covered most of it. So it's not too bad, I would say. It's not too bad. So yeah, so that was my trip down to London. It was really, really great fun. Thank you once again to Hotkey and Orion for letting me come in and be nosy. It was a really great day and I hope to do it again soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little wrap up and I will see you again in my next video. Bye bye!